Thank you for tuning in. In this video, I'm going to cover using a ChatGPT prompt with the Go1-JS library that we wrote a while back. This has support for both Go1 Pro and EDU, and it's actually a really interesting project to mess around with. I've learned a lot during the process. I want to share this work and see what you guys do with it. The examples I'm going to give today are just pretty random, as I'll do it in real time, sort of thinking through how we interface with ChatGPT and then have it generate the code to run on Go1. And please keep in mind as I work through the examples, this is not fully polished. I wanted to show just my interaction in a conversational format, how it responds, and definitely some errors that we have to work around, but encouraged by what I've been able to observe so far, and I think there's a lot of room for improvement. I encourage you to pull this repo and make sure you read through the notes. We'll be using node 18. You'll need an OpenAI API key. You'll see in my account here under API keys, you'll create a secret key and then you'll update your env file with that. So I'll go over that here in a minute. And keep in mind that response times of the API, if you're using the free account, are pretty slow. I've gone ahead and upgraded to I guess the next tier paid account, so the response times are a little bit better, but you can see here what needs to happen. I'll walk through that, and as I mentioned, a prerequisite is a Go1-JS. The Go1-JS module is something I wrote a while back that allows you to interface with Go1 Pro and EDU using JavaScript. So we have several videos on the channel. I encourage you to check those out if you're interested in programming with JavaScript. From a hardware perspective, you need to make sure to have a second Wi-Fi adapter for communication. The example repo connects to the OpenAI API with one adapter, and then obviously we need a second adapter to be connected to Go1's network. So we have Wi-Fi and Wi-Fi 2. It's just a cheap USB to Wi-Fi dongle that you can get, and we'll be working to hopefully overcome that limitation here in the future. Okay, I've cloned the repo, have it open in Visual Studio Code. I'll just follow these instructions. I'll go install the necessary dependencies with npm. I need to check my node version just to make sure. Yep, we're on 18.12.1, so that all looks good. I'm not going to open up my env file as that has my API key in it, but you'll put your API key here, you'll copy this file to .env, and then you'll be ready to go. So let's walk through really quick what is happening in this file that we're going to execute. We're using the OpenAI JavaScript module, and I'll just walk through this pretty quick. We instantiate an instance of the library. We'll call it dog. We init it. Then we have this simple function. I say simple. I hate regular expressions, but what it does is it parses the response back from ChatGPT in a way that that code can directly be executed. So then we go down to the actual prompt, and what I'm doing is I'm feeding it a bunch of information about what I want it to do or how we interface with the robot. So this is some of the API that we expose: go forward, go backward. I tell it, use two arguments where the first is speed, the second is length of time. We tell it how to wait, make sure that all the commands are awaited just so that they finish before the next one again begins. We give it the different modes, stand up, stand down, lay down. I think there's somewhere in here where I tell it that if we want to, yeah, here we go. Please keep in mind that before we can move Go1, we need to make sure to set its mode to Go1 mode.walk. For example, if you have used the Go1-JS library and you've tried to execute any of these commands, it first needs to be set to walk mode. And then I added recently just some LED work where we can change the color of the LED, and learn that there is maybe a hardware or software limitation where we want whenever the prompt responds with a LED command that if we're trying to blink it, we have a 2-second delay between colors. Otherwise, I've noticed that Go1 will ignore them. So here's just some code to load that prompt and then handle sort of a conversational format where we can ask it a question or tell it to do something. It will generate the code. We'll review the code before we actually execute it. You could remove this, have it just immediately execute the code upon response, but I think it's a smart idea just as you're building and experimenting to review the code that is in the response, and then we can give it a yes or no to confirm, and then Go1 will carry out the actions provided by the ChatGPT prompt. So let's take a look at the hardware and get going. All right, I have Go1 powered up. Let me just go ahead and connect to the network. Before we start, one word of caution, just obviously make sure you have your wireless remote powered up. You can see here I'm giving it a manual control. Just at any point in time, if you receive a response from the prompt, you agree to run the code, it doesn't do exactly what you expected it to do, you can always take manual control. Okay, with that out of the way, I'm going to go ahead, now that I'm connected, and run node index.js. It'll connect to the OpenAI API. You can see we've instantiated our connection with the Go1-JS library. Welcome to the chatbot. All right, so let's just try something simple. I'll say, please provide code to turn my LED green. And then what we should see, that request is being made. You can see it says await dog.set LED color, so we'll review it. I'll select yes, hit enter. You can see here that it says since it's just a single command, we don't want to wait. Please don't await single commands. I'll just try that and provide the code again. Okay, so you can see that it's removed await. So now the LEDs are green. So let's just say, please change my LED, or please provide code to change my LED color to the color of the sky. So then we should see a response with a new color. It says, okay, let's try this RGB. Yep. Okay, so a little bit of a kind of sky blue color. All right, let's ask it another question. Let's do some movement commands. I'll say, please, I don't know why I keep saying please, but I'm going to continue to do so. Please provide a code to turn the robot around. Now, keep in mind, as I fed it in the prompt, we should see that, yeah, so it didn't, this won't work, right? Because we needed to set the Go1 mode to walk. So I'm going to say, no, that doesn't look right. Remember that I told you to set the mode to walk before issuing a navigation command. Let's try again. Please provide code to, let's say, turn the LED color red and turn around. See if it can understand that. We should see, okay. All right, so we need to put that in a function. This should work, but it needs to be in a function that we call, otherwise, because it's the top level, it won't await. So please put the previous code in a function and execute and call that function. Notice here that I'm not telling it a function name. Let's see what, Yeah, so navigate and set color. That's actually pretty amazing, right? Because that's what we're trying to do. So let's just run it. Color turned red. It's rotating. You can see here that it looks like we told it to rotate for 1 second. It didn't get all the way around. Please rotate in the other direction for 2 seconds and change the LED color to purple. So let's see if it remembers, you know, the previous direction that it defaulted to. So now we're telling it to turn right. So it looks like it was turning right originally. So let's say no. Turn the opposite. Rewrite the function and turn in the opposite direction. I don't know if that's going to work, but let's see. Okay, so yep, there we go, left. Let's just try it. Let's give it a run. Okay, there's purple. It's turning left for 2 seconds. All right, let me do one last test. I mean, there's a lot we can do here. Let me see if I can write a function, ask ChatGPT to write a function. Please write a function to simulate push-ups by laying down and standing up and loop. Let's just do 3 times. So in the original prompt, we've added the information from the Go1-JS API to be able to do that. Okay, stand down, stand up. That looks good, but what I'm seeing is that we do need to introduce a delay, just because we need a delay when it goes down and when it goes up. Otherwise, this code will execute really fast. Please modify the previous function to add a, let's say, 3-second delay between standing up and laying down. I don't know if it's just going to add the 1, you know, in between the 2, or if it will add, we actually need 2. Yeah, so it just added the 1. So what will happen is when it loops, it'll go, you know, immediately back to standing down. So one last time, please add another delay of 3 seconds after standing up. Now, you could argue that this is kind of a painful way to write code, right? Like, I'm not proposing that this is how you should be writing your code with ChatGPT. It's just a demonstration of how ChatGPT in the conversational format is able to sort of provide code for me. You could imagine as we experiment more, you know, get more involved with adding some image recognition or camera input into this, so we could say, hey, can you go over, you know, identify X object and go over to Y location. But that we'll save that for the future. So the push-ups look good. Let's go ahead and see if this will work. Okay, so it should delay for 3 seconds, stand up, and then repeat the process. So as we let this function finish up, I encourage you to go through, feel free to update the prompt. You know, there's all these different modes, LED color, navigation. You could, you know, try to have it walk in a figure 8 maybe, or in a box, and change the LED color while doing so. But I'll leave that to you guys. Please feel free to experiment, leave any questions or comments below. Be happy to hear what you're up to, or share any thoughts as it relates to this integration with ChatGPT and the Unitree Go1. Once again, appreciate you tuning in, and thanks for watching.